There was an invisible wall, people who passed through it wouldn't come back. A truck crashed into the wall, so the front of the truck was crushed. Although the plane was at a height of 1,000 meters, it couldn't fly over the wall. After that, it was broken into 100 pieces. Really, this wall was extremely dangerous. In addition, this wall also had a great suction power. As long as things were made of metal, they would all be sucked into it. Whether it was a police badge or a bell that had been hung very firmly. The huge suction of the wall could even suck up this tall and muscular man. His non-slip shoes didn't help either. Finally, because of the handcuffs, he was also stuck to the wall. The iron key on the policewoman's hand was also sucked in. After that, a grill suddenly flew over and almost killed the two of them. While they were feeling lucky that there was no problem, there was a car suddenly moving. While the car was approaching, the policewoman was able to open the handcuffs in time. He was out of danger, but the policewoman was hit by that car and died on the spot. Meanwhile, the kitchen utensils were flying everywhere. Knives also flew everywhere and stabbed in the door. Seeing that, everyone panicked and ran out. In an instant, the whole house turned into a pile of rubble. After that, everyone started analyzing. If this incident wasn't resolved in time, the whole town would turn into ruins. At this moment, scary things had begun to appear on this wall. The dome was sometimes suddenly lit up, then suddenly darkened, and constantly emitted strange sounds. Upon hearing this sound, this girl immediately fainted. Everyone outside also fainted. Everyone in turn lost consciousness by this dome. But surprisingly, only Dale and some of the others were still normal. Most likely they were related to this wall. Everyone in the town was fainting by the sound of the mysterious wall. This sound came out in just 2 minutes. Everyone fell down and lost consciousness, except Dale and a few others. James fell to his knees and cried beside his son. He was desperate and intended to commit suicide. James put the rope around his neck and took a deep breath. When he was about to hang himself, fortunately Dale arrived in time and advised him to think carefully. However, James was still determined to commit suicide. Seeing this, Julia cut the rope in time and saved him. At this time, another strange thing happened. The suction power of the wall was slowly disappearing. People who just fainted suddenly woke up. However, that strange thing hadn't stopped. The vegetable gardens in the town appeared a large number of worms. They were able to eat 200 times their body weight. This looked extremely serious. They tried using fire to burn them to death, but the results weren't still positive. Seeing that, Dale had to fly the plane to spray pesticides. Eva was in charge of guiding Dale. Because just one small mistake, the plane would hit that wall. But while they were about to finish spraying, because they got too close to the wall, the plane's wing hit it. Fortunately, Dale managed to calmly handle the situation, so they flew back to the ground. The farmer's problem was finally solved. At this moment, the sky suddenly had dark clouds coming. Everyone was preparing buckets to store rainwater as usual. However, they were shocked when seeing that the rainwater was red. The girl raised her hand to collect rainwater, but then had to quickly lower it. After researching, Eva discovered that the ingredients inside rainwater were algae. After that, she and Dale went to the water source to spray a large amount of herbicide into the water. After an hour, the rainwater returned to its original state. However, the danger wasn't over yet. The wall changed the weather inside the dome, causing the whole dome to start to freeze. Out of curiosity, Joe and his friends came to see. Joe then touched his hand on the wall, and the touched part suddenly emitted blue light. And he could even feel that the wall was moving. But when he wanted to pull his hand back, he found that his hand was stuck to the wall. When seeing the wall pulling Joe's arm down, his 3 friends tried their best and finally pulled his hand out. If it was a little bit late, Joe might have lost his hand. Not long after, the wall started making strange sounds again. When these sounds stopped, they put their hands on the wall again. They felt something strange, and naturally the wall was quickly retracted. The ground had suddenly split apart. After that, they went into the forest and continued to discover a hole about 50 meters deep. They tied the ropes and started going down to the bottom of the hole. This was a cave that was naturally formed. But there were so many earthquakes below, they had to climb up to find ways. The weather inside the dome was getting worse and worse, and it was gradually shrinking. This cave was their only chance to get out. After that, Dale called everyone in town over. They started to split up into small groups to support each other, and went down to the cave to find the exit. Because if they stayed here too long, they would die. In order to survive, they didn't hesitate to climb down below. They slowly walked forward and passed through the rock crevices. Not long after they walked, they saw a lot of butterflies on the wall. They were like in a dream, so they were all bewildered. After the butterflies were affected, they all flew out. But there was only a big wall in front of them, it wasn't an exit. While people didn't know what to do, Dale put his right hand on a rock. After that, this rock emitted a blue light, the wall broke apart. Finally, they had seen the light of hope. The movie comes here. See you.